If you're a woman over 55 years old and ever since menopause you feel like you're always hungry and you just don't know what to do about it, or you feel like you barely eat anything and you still gain weight, this video might change the way you look at food forever. My name is Fred. I'm a weight loss coach. I only coach women who are over 55 years old. I'm passionate about this, and this is why I want to share this topic with you. Because if you don't want to count calories, we focus on what we call satiety per calorie. Again, one more time, satiety per calorie. How full, how satisfied are you going to be per calorie that you ingest? So basically, if I do the money analogy, it would be like, how much satisfaction do you get from the money that you spend? So which food are worth it or not worth it to you? Because sometimes some food is not very satiating, not very filling, but it's so tasty that it's like, you know what, it's worth it to me. We have those foods. This is fine. But when you don't count calories and you don't have a grasp on which food is costly in your calorie budget, when you don't count calories, you don't know this. So we want to focus on the most satiating foods possible, so it's actually genuinely impossible to overeat. First thing, the protein content of food. How much protein does this food has? Second thing, how much fiber does this food has? Third thing, what is the volume of food that this food has? And the fourth thing is, how palatable is it? How tasty is it, right? For example, if you have a food that is high in protein, like plain tuna. Plain tuna is not very palatable, it's not very enjoyable to eat.
That's it? Just tuna? Mm-hmm. Straight from the can. Anything but this.
It doesn't have much fiber, so it loses point there. It's not very high in volume. But maybe you could pair something like a tuna, plain tuna, that's very boring. We'll cover some more tasty options after this, but just to give an example. Plain tuna, and then you pair this with a high volume option, which is high in fiber. Strawberries, for example. Like a whole pound of strawberries is only 145 calories, which is insane, the amount of volume that you get. What this will do, the protein content of food will release, like a natural GLP-1 will be released in your body. Ozempic, right? Protein is very satiating. It will boost your metabolism. It will keep you full for long. And then you have the fiber in the strawberries, which will slow digestion. Then you have the high volume food, like a whole pound of strawberries, right? Imagine your stomach is like stretching out, right? You have a whole pound of food. And then you have, well, it's not the most tasty meal of all time. Let's be real. It's not like a donut or a pizza, which is bypassing our satiety signal because it's so tasty. But we don't want to eat plain tuna, and we don't want to just eat plain strawberries. You want to make it fun, right? So you got to focus on things. I have a bunch of recipes on this channel, which is high in volume, high in protein, high in fiber, and very low calories, but still tasty. If you can find these foods, like I said, I have some recipes, free recipes. I have a whole cookbook that I'm working on, but I'll post just some free recipes for you, okay? Right now, you can try them out. And I'm telling you, it's impossible to overeat. When you focus on these things, on these four things, having high protein option, having high fiber option, having high volume option, it's genuinely impossible to overeat. You'll never go over your calorie budget. And yeah, if the food doesn't taste great, it's very easy to put the fork down per se. But if the food is at least high in protein, high in fiber, high in volume, even if it's super tasty, it's impossible to overeat. Because eventually, GLP-1 signal, ghrelin, the hunger hormone is removed. The leptin, which is the satiety hormone, is released. You'll just feel like,
Oh, that's me done.
I'm happy full, like a hug from the inside.
Couldn't fit another nibble if I tried.
it's literally impossible to overeat these foods. Think of watermelon, strawberries, plain tuna, chicken breast. Like all these boring foods, very, very hard to overeat. Nobody's ever gone obese or morbidly obese by eating too many apples, right? Or by eating too many eggs or too many chicken breast. It's very, very hard to overeat those foods, right? But like I said, you're not stuck to eat only those foods. You can actually follow some really cool recipes. We're in 2026. We have amazing food that is incredibly calorie dense, incredibly tasty. McDonald's, pizza, donuts, all this stuff. I agree. So it's never been easier to gain weight, but it's also never been easier to lose weight because we have amazing products, amazing recipe, sugar-free maple syrup. We have, amazing yogurts now that are high in protein, high in fiber, that taste amazing, that don't have any sugar. We have access to all the fruits in the world, right? You go to the grocery store, you have all the exotic fruits in the world. You really have an opportunity now to lose weight in a fun, sustainable way, but you got to focus on the most satiating food possible. So it's impossible for you to overeat. You don't have to regulate like, oh, I'm hungry, but I have to stop because, I want to lose weight. Or I should reduce my portions. Wrong. Don't reduce your portion. You should actually eat more and lose weight. You should eat more food, more quantity of food, more volume of food, and still be in a calorie deficit and still lose weight. Right? That's the goal. The goal is for you to not be hungry on a diet. Enjoy the food that you actually eat. And on top of that, eating healthy food, like high in protein, high in fiber. Right? So you actually don't crash your metabolism while you lose the weight. And on top of that, you'll retain bone density, muscle mass. You'll feel amazing. You'll look amazing after you lose all the weight because you focused on protein and healthy fats and high fiber foods. I hope this helps. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.